Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Let's Talk Ghosts. And today, well, we just decided there are so many paranormal programs on network TV. We would just talk about all of them in one thing because we have our opinions. Now, these are the ones that they all show like the clip of something, and then people talk about them, or sometimes they don't talk about them. You're just showing a clip of something that viewers have sent in. So some of the shows that I can think of off the top of my head is Paranormal Caught on Camera. That's the North American version of the UK show, which is called Unexplained Caught on Camera. But they're both, there's some differences there. And then there is also one called Fright Club, which has a little bit of differences too. There is, let's see, what other ones are there? There's some that are a little longer stories, like Paranormal 911, Haunted Hospitals.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of them out there now, and they're not always that good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
and,
for sure.
And honestly, most of them share the same clips over and over and over. And you watch one show. What's the point of watching another one? You know?
Yeah.
But Paranormal Caught on Camera. First off, I take issue with some of the commentators there, the critiquers, or whatever you want to call them, because sometimes they're so full of shit, they don't realize how much they stink.
Yeah.
And it's like they get a clip and then they are trying to find a way to mold it into the narrative so that it doesn't sound like it's freaking stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And there's a couple of them that do it really well, but I don't even want to name names there because all you have to do is watch it a couple of times and you know exactly who I'm talking to or talking about. But it's things like the one that irritates me the most are the alien ones because they're not always an alien. It's them trying to find a way to make it look like, oh yeah, that's an alien. And it's irritating.
Yeah.
One of the ones that I saw were there's so many, but lights in the sky. Well, lights in the sky couldn't be a star or airplanes or the space station out there on a really clear night. You see the lights. No. It has to be aliens, right? There's funny little things. I mean, there is one that I saw.
And who's to say that the people, the clip that we're watching hasn't been fucked with and superimposed?
Oh yeah, I mean they're getting the folks that are critiquing are getting a clip that's been submitted online, and I think sometimes they have been doctored just to get their 15 minutes of fame, right? I mean, I've seen a few that have made the rounds, and they always seem to embellish more and more and more every time they tell their story.
Like the one where with the upside down pyramid over that place in the States.
Area 51?
No. Where they have all forget it. Just forget it.
Okay. Okay. There's one that irritates.
I just can't remember the name of the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So regardless of where it was, what was your comment going to be?
Well, it's an upside down pyramid in the daytime, and you would think the Army or the Navy or whatever would have put planes up there to shoot it down.
Or something, yeah. There's this one in South America, and it irritates me every flippin' time I see it because it's so obviously staged. But it's people are saying it's a witch because it looks like a witch on a broom and she's
Oh,
floating down. But you can clearly see this person is obviously on a line of some sort. If it's a person, it could be just something up in the sky, because it moves
yeah,
absolutely perfectly. It was made
yeah,
for whatever reason to get people scared, or it
yeah,
was a gimmick or something. And someone took a picture of it,
yeah,
and then now it's everywhere. To me, that was so obviously faked. But you get the presenters going, "Oh my God, oh look, that has to be real." No, it doesn't have to be real. I wish they would call it
yeah,
out when there's an issue, to call
yeah,
it out. Something's not right, you know?
yeah. And there's another one where they screaming ghost woman in South America. What's her name? Nisa or something. And all you hear is that woman screaming and you never found the woman, but
Oh, you
you
just
know
hear,
what they
mm,
found though.
clothes,
They
bloody
found
clothes.
her nightgown.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
And what did they do? They burned it.
yeah. Which you're not supposed to do if
You
that's the
know,
case of this. Yeah, yeah. There's lots of stuff that is
I
just
know.
crazy, crazy, and and so that show, I tend to, if I put it on TV at all, it's just background noise while I'm doing other stuff, just in case there's something that's interesting. But most of the time, it's
Yeah,
crap. Unexplained caught on camera
yeah,
is a little bit different. They have the same idea, the
yeah,
clips and everything, but they actually pick one of their things and they actually investigate it, which is kind of cool.
yeah,
The one that springs to mind is, it was an antique shop, and like the curio cabinet just kind of broke. All the glass broke.
yeah.
And this is supposedly,
Shattered.
yeah, supposedly a haunted antique shop. And they actually did a little investigation to try to figure it out. So that
Yeah,
one's a little bit different. I mean, they have a lot of the same stuff, same people trying
yeah,
to make things fit the mold, but they do also call it out when it looks dumb. There's this one, what's her
yeah,
name? It's a Hazel or something. And she's really good at
yeah,
saying, I don't believe that.
yeah,
And so I really, if I have to pick of the two shows, that's the one I like to watch. Because to me,
yeah,
that one makes a
yeah.
bit more sense.
Well, and they don't take everything for gospel there,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're just clips, and
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
You can doctor them.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And sometimes you'll get those presenters say, I don't know. To me, it looks like that's, not right. So
Yeah,
sometimes those folks will call it out more so than the American folks. Now,
I've
Fright
never
Club,
seen any American.
no, they don't. They never do.
No,
Um,
never.
Fright Club is a little bit different. They do often get the same clips. It's,
Oh yeah,
but it's a little different. You have the Ghost Brothers and Jack Osborne, and it's like a little competition of who can freak out the others the best. That's kind of the fun part about it. I know you're not big on Marcus because he can be a bit of a twit. He's trying to be funny,
yeah,
and you can tell he's trying too hard sometimes. But that being said, the way that they have their program set up, they have their show their clips, they have their lightning round, they have their scary round or whatever it's called, and then they vote at the end of which is the best clip and who wins the little ghosty thing. But
yeah,
they actually have um, a specialist or an expert come in and talk about certain clips. Not all of them, but certain ones. So they'll have a psychic come in, or someone who's big on the lore, mythology, stuff like that. The problem that I have
yeah,
with that is often it's the same people that are commentating over there on the other programs. So, so
yeah,
yeah, I like it when they have the psychics come on, because sometimes that's interesting. I do wonder how much some of these psychics really can read just from a video clip. Like
Yeah.
to me, that just
Well,
seems,
and that seems kind of, odd too,
uh-huh. Really, I mean, it's a video clip. There's no psychic impressions or whatever. It's not like they're interacting with a spirit. It's a video clip. So I don't know how that truly
Yeah.
works. To me, that's a bit of a hokey thing
A
where
stretch.
yeah, it's almost like it's just their opinion. It's not that they're really getting
Yeah.
any reading. It's an opinion. So
Yeah.
I find that one interesting.
Yeah.
But I do kind of like that show. I know you don't as much as I do, but
Oh, I like it, but it's, when Marcus goes off and
yeah, yeah,
does something stupid.
because he's trying to be funny. I think he believes he's supposed to be the comedic force there. He's supposed to be the comedy dude, and maybe that's the way they had set it up originally,
Yeah.
but he just hasn't quite let that go. He doesn't always have to. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool. I mean, I do like the way they have it set up. They always say, would you stay, would you run, or would you burn the place down? When they, and
Yeah.
and then they vote, oh, this clip, oh, I would burn it down, oh, I would run. You're all professional paranormal investigators. Why the hell would you run?
Yeah. And why would you burn it down?
Yeah,
Yeah.
first off, you're an investigator. Wouldn't you want to investigate every one of those
Yeah.
clips that looks odd? I would want to go, yeah, let's figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to take somebody's word for that. Ooh, this happened. Cause I mean, a lot of times I think those clips are all fixed. Most of these clips have been pulled off the internet too, or people that
Yeah.
have them on the internet have submitted them. And most of the
Yeah.
time they're up there on YouTube or wherever they are for the likes. So what are the
Yeah.
chances they've been doctored? They've been created with string, like, fishing line and stuff to make the cupboard doors open or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just find that one's kind of crazy. But why would you run?
And
Run and burn it down. Really? You
yeah.
freaking chicken.
Yeah.
Are you
Exactly.
not a paranormal
Yeah.
investigator? And every once in a while, either
Yeah.
Dalen will say something like that. I've seen Dalen say that before. Why? We're investigating. Why shouldn't we investigate? You know? But I just think that one's kind of silly. The other show,
Yeah.
Hotel Paranormal. I don't know if you've seen any of those
Oh,
lately,
geez.
but they all seem to be, again, very similar. You hear these stories and, there's a haunted hotel. How many hotels are that flippin' haunted that it scares people away? There can't be that many.
Yeah.
I,
And the worst of it is sometimes there's no real clips, just somebody's story,
yeah, or it's not really a
So,
clip. It's a reenactment, which is what those are.
yeah.
Those stories are all reenactments,
Yeah.
and they embellish the shit out
Yeah.
of them. Now, the
Oh,
one
yeah.
that gets me the most, it irks me so flippin' much, is haunted hospitals. And their tagline in the front is every nurse has a ghost story. Well, yeah, a lot of nurses do, and a lot don't.
Yeah.
This one speaks to me because I'm a nurse. And yeah, I have had paranormal experiences. But I have never in my 30 years of nursing ever had a demon come at me. I've never had a
Oh,
negative. No,
oh,
but they make
no.
it look like there are so much of this negative stuff. No, no. The negative stuff is the exception. It has to be because I've never, and none of my friends have ever had anything negative either. They
Yeah.
always have the clips in the same basement looking area. Like they figure that all hospital rooms are, brick walls and stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the setting is funny. It's very cheaply
And
done.
poor lighting, it's
And the
never bright
acting,
like
yeah, and the acting again is over the top. And oh my gosh, it's got to be dark because it's nighttime. No, we have lights on because we need to be able to see what we're doing.
oh
The
yeah.
only time I
Yeah.
was ever nervous when I was working a night shift is I was in a small community hospital, and with budget cuts, they had shut down part of the hospital. And I had to go over to this shut down part to get something out of one of the units that we needed because we had a patient that required it. And it was creepy because there was nothing there, like nobody there. I mean, you still had the beds and all the stuff. You could easily have opened it up the next day and admitted patients. So it was creepy because it was empty, not
Yeah.
because there were spirits and ghosts running around. And yeah, people die in the hospitals. People are born in hospitals. I'm quite certain that most hospitals and nursing homes are haunted to a degree. But that
Yeah.
doesn't mean they're all negative because they're not. And for that show, I mean, I don't even watch it anymore because it's just so dumb, so
Over
over
the
the
top
top.
and
Yeah.
doctors.
Oh my God, for nurses. Oh, I'm so scared to go in that room. Really? No,
Yeah.
no. You have a call bell that keeps going off. Well, sometimes it's electrical. Most of the times it is. You go in there, you walk down, you're frustrated as hell. You go in, you shut it off and you leave. Okay. Half an hour later, it's back on again. Okay. Click, turn it off. Happens all the time. Once in a while, I'll joke and say, oh, so-and-so is ringing for help again. But I've never seen them. Not in that particular
No.
case anyway. I have seen spirits, but not every nurse has.
No.
I think it depends on your degree of sensitivity too. There are nurses who don't want to see
Yeah.
stuff.
Open.
Yeah, you have to be, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. You have to be open to it. And I am. So, yay. I know nurses. I work with several different cultures, and some of them are terrified of spirits because if in their mind, they're all bad. That
Yeah.
doesn't make it true, but they're scared. People are scared of what they
Yeah.
don't understand, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Exactly.
I remember one time this lady had passed away and her room was empty. And while she was alive, especially in the wintertime, her room overlooked the parking lot, the staff parking lot. So you could go into the room, use your car remote and start your car so that by the time you got downstairs, if it was winter, your car was warm. Well, after she passed and that room was empty for a short time before it was filled again, they wouldn't go in that room. People were terrified to go in that room. So I would take their remotes and go in and start the cars for them because they didn't want to go in the room. They'd stand at the door. Why? Because her spirit might still be there. Well, she was a nice little old lady. I mean, so if her spirit was there,
Yeah.
great. Just because she's dead doesn't
Yeah.
mean she's going to come and get you. Oh, so that's probably my all-time unfavorite program to watch. And then there's Paranormal 911, which actually is not kind of bad. I kind of like that one because it shows a lot of times it's EMTs or firefighters and some of the things that they've encountered. And sometimes I think some of that stuff is probably true. Again, how much has been embellished for television because the producers are saying, make it scarier, make it scarier. But that one isn't always scary. That one's, I remember watching one where they got a call they needed an ambulance at this house because a lady had collapsed. And it basically turned out it was the husband who had died the month before or whatever. It was him calling because she had collapsed and she needed help. And that one was like, ooh, that was a good one. And you wonder, was that possible? Well, obviously some male called and said, my wife has collapsed.
Well, yeah, he's his wife. So,
Yeah, but he was dead.
the
But
dead
he was
husband.
dead. So that one was
Yeah.
a good one. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't care. It was a good story. So those are the ones that I tend to like the most is that Paranormal 911. But haunted hospitals, it's full of shit, and I hate it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, some people really enjoy watching that kind of stuff, and I guess if you can suspend belief and think it's all real. My problem is I worked in hospitals, I've worked in nursing homes, I still do, and I just don't see it like they do. It's a bunch of junk. And I know that I have had emails sent to me saying, hey, have you had any experiences? And, I'll send back the little, clips of whatever it is that I've experienced. And it was like, isn't it scarier than that? No. Oh. And then I don't hear from them again. They want scary because that's what the people watching want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's clicks and likes and
Yeah. So
you gotta make it scarier than it is.
because you want people to be watching. So yeah, the network stuff, I'm just not as big on as I once was because I've seen the same clips over and over, the same stories over and over and over. And after a while, it just gets tiring. Like, come on, come up with something new.
Yeah.
So there are a couple of new shows coming up. I think we haven't talked about them that I've seen on Discovery. We'll talk about that some other time after we've had a chance to do that. We might even have to do an update on this Conjuring House stuff, which I said we wouldn't do again, but Jesus Christ, it keeps changing and getting worse all the time.
Yeah.
So we might have to talk about that one in the next, week or so. Lots of stuff going on in the paranormal world. Lots of stuff. I watched a Jason Hart investigation last night. It was good.
This is good.
I was tired and it was making me drowsy because it's not all flashy like you see on network TV. It's a real investigation and they're not as flashy as you see.
But he does the same thing as all of them do. Did you hear that? No, I didn't hear that.
The one that I watched, his partner, I forget his name now. I think he peed himself. He scared himself so bad because he says, I have to go change my pants.
Oh my God.
Anyway, those are real investigations versus, some of the stuff you see on network.
The fake ones.
Yeah. And I truly think a lot of those ones are crazy. Just absolutely crazy.
Oh,
anyway.
Yeah, they can be.
Yeah. But all of the clips that they get viewers to send in, they're all the same. All the same stories, all the same clips. Like I say, Fear Club, Fear Club. What is that?
Pentagon.
Which one?
That's the one, the Pentagon, with that stupid upside down.
The Pentagon. I remember that one now. Yeah. And if they're over the Pentagon, of all places,
you would think,
the Air Force would be scrambling, and all the military people would be deployed, and so it's a bunch of crap. To superimpose something over top of that, it's all the UFO nut jobs out there creating these things.
I'm sorry that I took you back there, but
that's okay. It's okay. You figured it out. It took you a little bit, but you got there. Anyways, folks, that's our comments for the day. I would love it if you'd share your favorite or unfavorite paranormal clip program in the comments below. That would be great. So in the meantime, hope you have a good day, evening, night, wherever you are in this great wide world.
Happy haunting.
Happy haunting. Bye now.